Well, this is the time of year in which we go back and review our forecast from the prior year and also look at what we see is happening in the coming year, 2016. So last year we were really lucky when we did this forecast that we'd come just right on. This year we didn't do quite as well. So there's probably a little bit more to talk about what happened, but which is a very fascinating question to get into. So I have Andrea Lati with me again this year, and so you can probably tell us. So, where were the weak points? What happened? How did it go off? Because it was off about 7.5%, right?
Yeah, and actually, what we said early in the year, we said that the semiconductor market would grow about 8%, the equipment market would grow about 7%, and then electronics would grow about 4%. And both semiconductors and equipment actually will end up being negative this year, basically declining about 1%. And the electronics market will only grow about 0.5%, which is well below what we forecasted early in the year.
So, what was driving it? Was it macro? Was
It
it?
was macro. It was macro. Basically, we did see a slowdown in China during the year. The emerging markets struggled quite a bit. So did Europe. The only bright spot was US, but US alone couldn't really pull the whole market
Mhm.
along. So
And smartphones weren't the big driver this year because ASPs were eroding out from underneath them.
correct, yeah. Even though smartphones increase in terms of units, the ASPs pretty much offset all that increase and then when you translate it into actual dollars, you ended up with a pretty soft market overall. And then you also had tablets still decline in terms of units and also sales, and also the PC market, which was down both in terms of units and sales. So in terms of personal tools, it was a tough market. The enterprise part did a little bit better because of the clouds, which
Hmm.
actually led to a pretty strong growth for servers and mainframe. But even there, I mean, there was weakness in telecommunication and also wired infrastructure. And then if you run down the list, you had automotive that did well, but industrial was sort of on a weak footing due to the oil prices, actually.
Yeah, yeah. So the interesting thing about what happened last year was is that the error is almost identical for chips and equipment in terms of our forecast. Equipment did not crash like it would normally do, and to some extent that was because of the situation. The industry seems to be a little bit more mature about how they handle capacity.